Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Anthony Meeks, and you're now tuned into RPTV News. Today, we're going to be talking about the Water Docs Film Festival, which is a 5-day film festival, which will be happening right here in Regent Park. And I have my guest here today, Mr. Bob Eisenberger, and I'm very excited to learn about water. So, is there anything special that's coming about this year around for the festival?
Well, we like to think there's a lot special happening with the festival this year. This is our 5th annual festival, so we've been evolving with the community and with what's happening globally around the topic. It is, as you say, it's 5 days long this year. We start on World Water Day, which is Tuesday, March 22nd. We've got a wide selection of films. There's a total of 9 different screening events that happen over those 5 days. So there's matinees on a couple of the days around the weekend, especially if the weekend is a holiday weekend this year. So there's lots of opportunity to get in and see the festival. And we're quite thrilled this year because Friday is a holiday, it's Good Friday, and because we're in a new place this year, Daniel Spectrum, Ada Slade Hall, is our new home. We have been somewhere else in past years. And we're quite thrilled because of the opportunity to be here in this community. They've got a great facility. But in particular, on Friday, we have named that Regent Park Family Day.
Wow.
And so, and there are 2 matinee happenings at 1 and at 3:30, and then an evening screening at 7 o'clock. And all of that on Friday is free, entirely free for everybody.
Wow. Great. Is there any other particular art forms? Like, are there other forms of art that's being presented to bring awareness to water?
It's a great question. I'm glad you asked. We are firm believers in the power of art to move people, to connect with people. And so we do include other forms of art. This year we're really excited. Some of your viewers may have heard a couple months ago about some photographer from London, Ontario, who took some spectacular photographs of Lake Erie.
Wow.
And he calls this exhibit Liquid Mountains because they look like mountains. They're just stunning, huge, powerful, dynamic images. And he has made us prints of those. This actually will be his first ever public exhibition of these photographs. Anywhere in the world, and he's made some of the images he's blown up to over 5 feet high. So it's going to be very striking when we enter the exhibit space to see that. In addition to that, there's another project called The Watershed, which is from an artistic collective in Montreal. And the idea is you enter into this shed, into this small space, and literally have a conversation with water.
Oh, so it's like interactive, but...
It's very interactive, and it's very personal and very responsive. And in addition to that, another part of the exhibit is something that we call the Pedal Project, which is a stationary bike that's been modified so that you get a chance to experience how much work it really takes to move water. You know, we pump water all over the place. And the idea is to give a physical experience of how much energy it takes to pump water from Lake Ontario to where we are at Daniel Spectrum. And so that's a lot of fun. It's not just the kids that enjoy that one, but the adults have a good time with that as well.
That sounds amazing. I love water. Like, water, they describe it as life's juice. Like, you know, so it's just... I didn't really know much about the festival until I started to research about it. So why was it important, or like how did the whole idea of a film festival come about?
It's an interesting story. I'm glad you asked. It's our parent organization, the Ecologos Institute, has been around since about 1999, and it's always been about all things environmental. Because, you know, even back then we were recognizing that there were serious challenges in many ways connected to the environment even back then. So we spent a number of years trying to do big things around a lot of different components of the environment. And about 5 years ago, actually I guess now would be a little over 5 years ago, we decided to focus in on one particular area where we thought we could make more of a difference. You know, if you spread yourself too thin, you can't do an effective job any place. So we settled on water because that is, as you say, It's our life force. I mean, life as we know it literally could not exist without water. It's based on water. And so we talked about that and how might we do that. And one of our members has a lot of experience with film festivals and knew how important the message can be that a film festival can get across.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so we're all familiar with Planet in Focus or the Hot Docs Festival. So we decided to experiment with that. And we went to a community center just the other side of the river. Did it as a very low-tech experiment. I took my own DVD player down there to show the films. And wow. We were very pleased to have a great response. A lot of people were very interested in the subject of water, and a lot of people are interested in documentary filmmaking. I mean, it is the storytelling of our times. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so we knew that we had a real opportunity for a winner of a festival. So for our second year, we moved over to the Art Gallery of Ontario. We've been there ever since until we moved over here to Regent Park this year. And we've had very good luck. I mean, we love the AGO, but we started getting a little cramped for space.
Yeah.
And to do things like these exhibits and take some extra space besides the theater itself. And that's how we've landed where we are. So we're quite thrilled for the opportunities that this has opened up to us this year.
Great. It's very intriguing because, again, like water, as you said, is just so pivotal to our well-being. Has the festival been brought to other cities, or what special place does it hold in Toronto?
So far we're based entirely in Toronto, but we do more than the festival, which happens one time a year. And we have a couple of programs, and I'm happy to name both of those actually. There's a thing that we call Water Docs Where You Live. The idea being providing opportunities to take films of this nature into various community settings, whether that be a church basement, whether it be a library. We had a great event at the Lillian Smith Library over on College Street near Spadina last fall. And they helped us spread the word. We went in, showed the film, and helped lead a guided conversation after the film about the information that had been we'd all just witnessed. And so this provides us a great opportunity to continue spreading the message throughout the year and to take it to convenient places for people near where they live. Right. Rather than having to come all the way downtown, for some people that's a bit of a trip, and as I say, just once a year. So that's been a very exciting project, and we get good response, good feedback on that. Another way that we spread our message is through a program based in grade 8 classrooms.
Okay.
And we refer to that as Water Docs at School Action Projects.
Okay. And
we just finished this year's iteration of that program. There's 3 basic parts. We provide some really cool lesson plans to the teachers. They're very interactive, they're very student-focused. It's what's referred to as inquiry-based learning, and it involves the students very directly. Instead of sitting listening to a lecture, it's the actual students in the classroom that get to do the research and do the work and actually learn by doing. And so after they've studied their lessons on water, and we do this with grade 8s because the Ontario curriculum has a big unit on water at that level. Yeah. So it's a perfect fit, and the teachers like it for that. Once they've completed that, they take a look at their own community, see where the challenges are, what's the problem here, and they decide what they can do about that, and conduct a project in their community to educate people, to encourage people to change their behaviors, to potentially clean up a problem area. The classroom decides what they're going to do for that project. And given who we are, we ask them to film it while they're going. since we're about documentary filmmaking.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And so they create a short documentary, and then just a couple of weeks ago, we had a recognition day for everybody who took part, and we get to present some prizes for the best project and for the best film. We hear some really exciting speakers and get to watch each other's films.
Great.
And it's so awesome to see the film that you did on your own little smartphone or on your own tablet blown up on a big commercial screen, and to see the power that it can have. It really energizes the kids. So it's a lot of fun and very exciting. And we're now, for the first time this year, we're going to be showing 9 of those student films at our regular screenings in the film festival itself.
Oh.
And so we've invited those kids to come and get to see their film blown up and shown in public.
It's like a mini TIFF.
It is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a personal mini TIFF, exactly. And so we're quite thrilled about that, and for the opportunity that it gives parents and the rest of the general public to see the good work that these students have been doing over the course of their studies and as a result of their studies. So that's kind of a way of tying our programs together.
Great. Wow. Well, Bob, I thank you so much for joining me today to bring some awareness to water. Do you want to just let our viewers know your website and the dates of the festival?
Absolutely. The website is www.waterdocs, waterdocs.ca. The festival itself is Tuesday through Saturday, March 22nd through the 26th. And there's also this year a pre-festival screening. Some students from the University of Toronto and Ryerson are hosting a screening on Monday night, which you'll see the information for also on the website. It's going to be an interesting screening, and we'll have a guest speaker, which is Glenn Murray, who is the Ministry of Climate. Sorry, I'm blowing this. Minister of the Environment and Climate Change is the title. So he's going to be there speaking to us before the film, and we're quite looking forward to that opportunity as well.
Great. Well, again, Bob, thank you again. My name is Anthony Meeks, and you have now been tuned into RPTV News.